let's get into it. I want to talk to you today about using EFT and emotional clearing to align you with embodying the frequency of having and receiving what you actually want. Right, let me just make sure my phone is straight. It was fine, and then I went live and it was like, oh fuck, it's moved. Bear with, it'll be worth the wait. Should we go down here instead? I don't know why I bother trying to organise shit, because it always ends up shifting. Right, let's go. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I'm an EFT trainer up to advanced level, and I've been doing this for quite a few years now. It was the first modality that I ever got my little mitts on, and so it still has a very special place in my heart. And although emotional clearing, that is part of the spiral modality, is incredibly powerful, particularly for people who've been doing quite a lot of inner work on themselves over a period of time, and when we just kind of want to get to the root of something, just pluck it out and to get on with our day. It's like I'll use that stuff in the morning when I'm just feeling like I've just want to kind of tidy up my energetic system. But today I was feeling into like, oh, okay, so, I've got the book launching, I'm shifting into being very clear about who it is that I work with in a particular offering that I'm putting out. Lots of different pieces moving. Hey Karen, nice to see you. And it struck me that I really wanted to be able to feel and embody the person who is actually doing that stuff. So what I mean by this is, I know I'm deserving, I know I'm worthy, I know I get to have whatever I want, whatever I decide. And intellectually, conceptually, up here in the conscious mind, like I can see it, I get it, right? I noticed today that when I actually felt into what will it be like, right? So I always talk about, it's like get into the energy of it being done, feel into the energy of it being done. So I was doing that for myself today, and I was feeling into that energy in the body. And I noticed that everything it was all in my head. It was all up here, all very like third eye, like visionary. I can see it. I know why. It kind of feels a little bit blocked around here and down. It was like, I cannot feel the next level financial or client goal in my body. So it doesn't, to me, what I have noticed throughout my business, and this is personal, but I do believe, and of course belief is everything, right? If we believe it, then so it is. I do believe that in order to speed up the manifestation of something, in order to make it a lot easier for us to be in receptive mode for things that we actually want, we need to be able to feel it in our body. If we can feel it in our body, it really allows us to just fucking relax about receiving the whole thing and kind of detach from the outcome. So what this would look like for me is I'd think about whatever the goal is. And for me, it's not even a number at the moment. It's more, I can see and I've got an awareness of what it looks like and what the outcome is, but there isn't necessarily a financial number on it. It's just, this is what it is. And then the financial number will just be what the financial number is. And of course it'll be fabulous because I'll be aligned as fuck. So when I look at, for example, when I look at Radiance, the business coven that I'm launching at the moment that starts at the beginning of May, when I look at that, I can see it. I know the energy of it. I know what it looks like. I know the vibrational frequency of it because that's all up here. But then when I actually feel into my body around receiving the people that I can see, maybe I can't necessarily faces, but I can like feel the energy. I'm aware of the energies that are like around the table, if you like. When I feel into that, I have a very good conceptual idea of it. But then when I actually think about receiving it and being in it and doing it and living it in the 3D, in the physical, there's a block. Like I can feel that it's not landing in my body. I can't feel the goal in my body, right? So I'm just going to take you through. If you've got comments or questions, please drop them in. I've just moved my comments to one side so I don't get distracted, but I will come back to them once I've done the tapping. So if there's any questions, anything pops up, any resonance or whatever along the way, please do share that in the comments. And as I say, I'll get back to you at the end. So I'm going to show you exactly how I use these modalities to clear the shit out of the way and begin to embody the frequency and be the person. Okay, so I'm just feeling into my body right now. Oh, energy's moving already. I'm about to burp. So I can see it. I can see the energy. I feel the vibration of it. Okay, so even though I can see the energy and feel the vibration of it in my head and my third eye, but it seems to not be in my body, I accept myself anyway. Even though I know what it looks like, but I can't feel it in my body yet, that's okay, and I accept myself anyway. Even though I have a belief that I have to feel this in my body in order to receive it, I accept myself anyway. You can tap along with me if you want. It will just clear whatever shit you're holding on to at the moment anyway, right? So even if you don't resonate particularly with the subject, if you tap along and just speak the words, you'll start to feel energy moving in your body. The shit is magic. With intention, we just clear whatever it is that is in our way. It's really magical stuff. This inability to feel in the body. What would it mean for me to feel this in my body? It would mean that it is done. Why does "it is done" scare me about this particular offering? Why do I not want to allow it in? Why do I want to allow it in? Why don't I? What if I didn't need to know why and I could just feel it? What if I could completely bypass the conscious mind and just choose to feel and be in the energy of it? What if I truly allowed my divine connection to deliver what I've been asking for? What if? What if? What if this remaining resistance just melted away? And I didn't even need to know what the story was that was attached to this. What if I just got to release it and choose into having what I want? What if I just got to receive what I've been asking for? What if I just get to be the person now? I am the person now. Okay, so just feeling into my body again, thinking about my offering Radiance and the book launch and all of the things and like what I'm creating for myself. When I feel into that now, what's coming up in my, it feels different. Like I still have an awareness of it here, but I do feel more grounded in my body. And sometimes it really is just a case of closing my eyes and feeling. Now that the mind is quieter, just allowing myself to feel into the body. Okay, so let me just muscle test now. What is my current availability to receive that for which I've been asking? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Okay, cool. So 60% available to receive it, 40% not. So what is in the highest and best interests for me and for in the highest service of this offering? Would it be to use EFT or to use emotional clearing? So give me a positive outcome, a positive test on the muscle testing for the one that is most aligned. Would it be in the highest and best interest to use EFT? Would it be in the highest and best interest to use emotional clearing? Cool. So like I will use the muscle testing from emotional clearing, as you can see, to kind of check, right, how clear is it? and then what modality would be of highest and best interest to use. So that's the great thing about having the muscle testing, is that when I'm working with someone else, I just know. I'll just know what we need to do. When I'm working on myself, because it's my shit and there's resistance, in order to bypass the resistance and get into the energetic system, I use muscle testing sometimes just to check, because either would work, right? I could EFT, I could matrix, I could meditate, I could do journaling, I could do any of the things I know to do. But when I feel like there's this level of resistance, and the resistance is almost like I can't see things clearly, I'll just use muscle testing, and it means that I get an accurate read without having to try and think, like it allows the body to tell me what it wants. So it wants emotional clearing to clear this final remaining 40% that is not, when it comes to me receiving the thing that I've been asking for, yeah? So let's just check in and see. Is it just a straightforward emotional clear? Yes. Do I need to do a full chakra clear? No, so it's just emotion clears. Okay, great. So do I have a chart? No, I don't. Okay, it's cool. I can remember it. So, is there anything blocking me from receiving that for which I have been asking? Okay, yes, and it is fire, earth, metal, lung, large intestine, dogma, guilt, shame, spite, release. Interesting. Okay. So release being just literally that feeling of letting go. And of course, hence the surrender. As we all know, letting go is not always the easiest thing for us to do, right? So remembering this feeling of release, this feeling of just going. And it's quite fascinating because, again, these are things I know. These are things that I practice. These are things that I teach. And yet, these blocks will sometimes still come up for me because, human as fuck. But also, I feel like it's a reminder to me that it can be as simple as that. It can be as simple as just remembering that when we are in contraction, when we are like fearful or searching for an answer, or why isn't it here yet, or any of these pieces that make us like go, we can't receive it. I've used this analogy before, but it's like you're squeezing the hose. Like the universe wants to give you all this amazing stuff, and if you're like contracting, you're literally like holding onto the hose, and it wants to spray you down, baby. Let's move on. Okay, so let me just check in. So in terms of my energetic availability now to receive that for which I have been asking, I'm at 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 90. Great. So let's check what the next emotion is. Fire, earth, metal, water, wood, gallbladder, liver, anger, rage, fury. Interesting. Money, love, self to self, self to other, other to self. Oh, okay. So my perception of other people's fury. Wowzers. If I receive that for which I've been asking, I'm afraid on someone I will be furious. And the great thing about clearing this stale energy out of the body is that I find it inevitably, for me certainly, and for my clients usually, it will allow you to be more clear about the aligned action that you need to take, even if that is resting or meditating or not working in your business for a few hours or a couple of days or whatever. Once you've cleared the resistance and the limiting energies and thoughts out of the body, you're able to see things more clearly, and you're able to kind of still remain connected to the goal, but also have a level of detachment around needing to make it happen. So therefore you're less contracted, more expansive, and ready to receive what you've been asking for. Okay, cool. So, cool. So my energetic availability, it feels so different in my body. I wonder if you guys can see the difference, if you can feel it or witness it. So let me see. My energetic availability to receive that for which I have been asking. Is now at 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 80, 90, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, cool. So it feels like maybe there's 1 or 2 clears left. So fire, earth, wood, central governing, integrity, purpose, truth, trust, harmony, humiliation, money, love, self to self, self to other to self. Oh, interesting. Okay, so let's clear that one out. Oh, boy. Made my eyes water, that one. Okay, let me just feel back into the body. Really interesting, actually. Whereas when I started, I could see the picture like here up above me, and now I still have an awareness of it, but it's like it's here. The big picture is here, but I can also see myself like having the Zoom calls. I can feel like the laughter and the playful spirit that is part of what Radiance is bringing. I keep saying bringing to the table because when I look at it, I call it the business coven, and when I see it, it's like this golden yellow, just this beautiful golden energy, and this big circular table, and we're all sitting around this big circular table like in commune, you know, like the kind of Knights of the Round Table, but we're like the Rish Bish wishes of the round table. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it really feels like a beautiful energy and just like a really open space, but also very like protected and safe and expansive. And I can see all of that, but now I can also feel myself actually like almost like I'm looking through my own eyes now rather than looking at the big picture. I can also see me sitting here in my office doing the sessions, doing the emotional clearing with them, laughing, but there's still something that's not quite landing. I can feel it. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Fire, earth, metal, lung, large intestine, dogma, guilt, shame, money, love, self to self, self to other to self, self to situation. Interesting. I don't really know what that's about. Oh, I know what it is. It's connected to that memory that I talked about the other day in one of my live streams. You have to go back and watch that one if you haven't seen it. It was a good one. They're all good ones. What am I talking about? Energy's a lot more grounded. There still feels like there's something either in sacral or root chakra though. Okay, so sacral. Oh. Sacral's at 10, 20, 30. Okay, roots at 10. Okay, cool. So it's in the sacral chakra, which is 10. Fire, earth, metal, water, wood, central governing, integrity, purpose, truth, trust. Money, love, family, romantic consciousness. Okay, can I trust the universe enough? Of course, it's all about that trust and allowing. Yeah, I can trust the universe. It's quite funny, like it feels like there's a lightness in the energy now that wasn't there before. Oof. Whew, big shiver. Hello, Betty. My hands, my hair's standing up there. There's quite a few of them at the moment. My God, I look like fucking Mr. Tumnus at the moment. I can tell you I haven't shaved my legs for weeks. They're kind of at the point where they almost feel soft and furry though. So it's like stroking a cat. Insight into my world. My Chiron's in Taurus. Okay, like, what do you want from me? Right, let's have a look at any comments or anything that have popped up. So let me know if you're on live. If you've got any questions, then please drop them in. And I'll just explain to you finally what this is all about. So now I have a clear vision of what it was. You can even see, right? Just even take note of little things like where I'm looking now. Like I'm looking here, which is like, I can feel it. It feels like something that's real now. Whereas before I was like, when I was looking at it, it was like up here. It's very like big picture, third eye, you know, what's happening up here. And now it's like, oh yeah, like I can actually, like I can feel it. Like I'm drawing on the kinesthetic. I can feel and embody the thing that I've been asking for. And when I say to people, like over and over again, if you've ever been in any of my programs or you're ever in any of my programs and you come work with me in any way, shape or form, you will hear me over and over again say, okay, cool, go to the point where it's already done. Go beyond the point where it's already done. How does it feel? Like, what is different? Feel the energy and the shift in your body when you allow yourself to actually not just see it, but fucking feel it. And if you can't feel it, then do something about that, yeah? So if you can't just choose into feeling it, if you can't just choose into believing and feeling it in your body that it is done, then to me that's a sign that there's just something we can just tidy up in your energetic and emotional system, right? And that is what radiance is about. It's about understanding more and more deeply how the body is communicating with us. But it's also because we're going to have weekly calls where we get to clear and do coaching and all the good stuff. I'm pretty adept and fucking shit hot laser focused intuition on knowing what people need to just pluck out of the way in order to kind of like have, you know, I've talked about kaplunk before, like where you pull the straws out and the marble drops. Like I can kind of see the pattern that's keeping you stuck, and we just need to like pull the straws out, and then plunk, you fall back into your body and you actually feel excited about doing things again. And for me, certainly one of the driving forces in my business and in anything like my fitness, whatever area of my life, but obviously Radiance is a business coven, so I'll talk about the business. If I don't find something fun, if it doesn't excite me, if I'm not like lit up and enjoying the whole fucking idea of it, it's hard for me to even muster the strength to fucking talk about it, let alone sell the fucking thing. So at the moment, you know, like I'm selling Radiance, which is this high-end, high-level business coven for badasses, for badass boss bitches and wishers who want to up-level their shit and really align their frequency with being the next level fucking version of themselves. Like that's what I'm selling right now. But I'm also really excited about my book launch. So I've got so much fucking good shit going on right now. And what can happen is like, you know, manifesting generator, hello. I can get so caught up in like the doing that sometimes, although I'm doing the journaling and I'm doing the clearing, that embodiment piece around remembering to drop in and feel and be in the energy of it being done, that is the most important piece for me, because it is that which is like the fire that ignites the engine and allows me to then do the things that I do. So when people say to me like, oh yeah, but you're always showing, you're always doing this, you're doing that, and oh, I don't know, you know, like how do you find time? I don't have the time to do that. And I'm just like, you do. Excuse me. Shifting. You do have the time and you do have the energy, but maybe you're spending your time and your energy focused on shit that really isn't going to move your business forward, isn't going to light you the fuck up. So when you're in that flow state and you just feel like you're just going and going and going, it's, for me, there's like two different types. There's like the one where I'm embodied and I'm really living it and enjoying it, and then there's like the one where I've gone so far that I'm like up here like ADHD fucking flying outside my body, woo, and then I would crash. So what I've got very good at doing is knowing the difference between the two, knowing the difference between when I'm generating my own energy from within, tapped into source, able to just keep going and having a great time and doing whatever I'm doing, but then also when I start to like leave my body a little bit, it's fine for a while, but if I don't allow myself time to like anchor back in and ground, I would burn the fuck out. And that's where the Phoenix from the Ashes piece comes in for me. So I think it's a bit of it's a bit of a balancing act, because being up here and like we can actually be very expansive and fun, but at some point, for me, I'll speak purely from personal experience, yours might be different, but for me, when I find myself like flying out of my body, it can be great and I can get a shit ton done. But if I'm in any way focused on like the wrong thing, as in I'm focused on something that I feel I have to do or needs to be done, and I'm like, ugh, I don't want to do it, but somehow I've got this energy going and I end up like, that's fine for a while. But then when I get so focused and then things start to go wrong, like the laptop won't load, and then this website won't, for some reason, like something funky happens, or you lose your work, or, you know, and you kind of like, things start to like short circuit. At that point, you need to step away. At that point, you need to understand that you're getting signals from your system that's saying to you, okay, either refocus this energy on something that feels really fun and playful and enjoyable for you, or step away, go meditate, go soak your feet or your whole body in Epsom salts, like whatever you need to do to come back into your body. And again, for me, can't speak for everybody. I can only speak for me when it comes to this stuff. But I have found that when I'm flying outside my body, that's when I'll need to like eat chocolate to bring myself back in. That's when I'll need to like binge watch television, because I literally like, I can't shut my brain off, and I'm just like staring at the TV and I'm like, oh, you know, inside that's what it feels like. But on the outside I might just look like but inside like there's some fucking high vibrational shit going on. And for me, I think it's just been a balance of finding like what works for me, like what works in terms of that high vibe frequency versus allowing myself to remain grounded. And I think because I'm a Taurian, right? So I have a lot of earth in me. So I do need to ground. I do need to be in nature. And I can get like, this might sound a bit strange, but there's a difference for me between like when I'm in like my earth, fire flow, my embodied flow, versus when I'm out of my body and it feels like white noise, static, like, but I'm still able to like up there, but it feels so different. Like it's almost like high pitched and tinny, and I need to drop myself back in, get my feet in the fucking grass, just be in my body again. So I don't know if anyone can relate to this. No comments are coming through, so maybe you're not talking to me, or maybe you are, and my phone once again is not registering the comments, and I'll see them after the live stream. But yeah, so that's my take on kind of the grounding piece as well. And I remember once I worked with a coach, and she said to me, it's like you're afraid of being in flow. You're afraid of being, and I was like, oh, maybe she's right. Maybe I like dropped myself and grounded myself because I was afraid of being in flow. And what I've realized now is actually that isn't the case. It's not that I'm afraid of it. It's that I didn't know how to be in flow while still being in my body, because I didn't feel deserving or worthy of being me and having that success. So I was kind of creating it all up in this energy. And then when I was having to bring myself down through like binge eating and all that shit. So yeah, once I went through the spiral and kind of integrate this whole new level of deserving and worthiness that happens when you even just go through level 1, right? That's the first thing we deal with, is your deserving and worthiness shit. When I went through the spiral, it just really activated this new level of deserving in me, and a real feeling of safety in my physical body, which has allowed me to have such fucking amazing results in my business and all areas of my life, because now it's safe for me to create up here, but then to like bring it into my body and actually manifest it in the physical. Cool. I hope this has been helpful for you. I'd love to know what you think. What's your main takeaway from this live stream today? And don't forget, if you're interested in Radiance, please send me a private message. But also, don't forget to come and join my book launch party. I mean, hello! It's in just over a week. All of the free shit. It's going to be fucking amazing. I'll be using these tools, emotional clearing and EFT. We'll be doing meditations. My beautiful friend is coming to do distance Reiki healing in there. We've got 2 different types of dance workshops. I'm going to be having an amazing like panel discussion with a couple of my besties from the States. It's going to be fucking amazing. So make sure you get your asses into that group. It's completely free. Well, it's 99 pence because you're gonna buy the book, obs. But yeah. Oh, My dog just got very excited downstairs. Something must be happening. How exciting. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.